it was bound to happen. A horror film based on AI, artificial intelligence, and futuristic. I mean, like this is something that has been explored before. And I literally saw the trailer for this film like a week prior to this film coming out. I had no idea this even existed. Kind of understood that it was going to happen eventually, right? That's just easy money. But I did not expect it to be this way. And what I mean by that is the movie is painted as like a horror film, but it really isn't. And I think this was like a cheap way of saying like, let me just have an AI write a horror film and we just record it with the lowest budget possible and try to profit. I think that was the original idea to creating this movie because there's genuinely wasn't anything else like human about it. The opening scene, or rather like the title card, presenting the actors and whatnot, that was all AI generated, by the way. I'm pretty sure that's the only thing that was AI generated because the movie's pretty fucking forgettable. But it was pretty like, okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. The concept of having AI, like all this like shit that has been going on, when they like recreated the memes and all that stuff, that shit is scary. Let alone, you didn't have to do too much to make AI scary. AI is already something you have to worry about per se. It's something that you already you're kind of like, okay, this is getting kind of weird at this point, right? Especially when AI first came out, when they couldn't draw like human hands or faces and everything just looked kind of weird. That was, creepy in and of itself. And obviously it is a good concept to create a horror movie on, but you know just because the concept is good doesn't mean that any garbage you write to it is going to be good. And that's the issue with the film. This film just feels stupid. It feels pointless. It's just garbage. It's just yet another garbage horror film. It's very boring and monotone. It spends like the majority of like the first half like setting up what AI was. Like we're fucking stupid and we live under a rock, so we don't know what AI already is. Like I feel like if they spent less time building up that, but build the characters, yes, but like stop over explaining what AI is and just go straight to it. The movie faked me out though. I'll say this. The movie truly faked me out at the beginning because at the beginning before the title card, you had this little scene where it was like kind of showing you how the movie is going to be, like the first like kill or whatever you want to call it. And the scene was very unsettling. You started off watching this AI generated video with like a very odd song, and you're like, okay, this is going on. And then a little girl just walks outside, and then you see like the camera is panned to the parents, and then you see the girl walking out of the room like by herself. And then when you see her going outside of the room, this just shadow figure just randomly grabs her and goes down with her. And that I was like, when I saw that, I was like, oh wow, that's fucking creep. Wait, hold on. Is this going to be a good film? No way. Unfortunately, it wasn't. That was probably like the highlight of the film. Everything else after that just like went downhill. There's like what, two jump scares on this, the worst jump scares I've ever seen. They're literally Night Swim level, but stupider. And I don't know. I just don't have much good to say about this film. It's just like a waste of time. Clearly, AI generated all over the place. I'd be surprised if every like take they did, they just put it on an AI machine, whatever, and then it did the editing and everything itself. I would not be surprised if that would be the case because this feels like the most lifeless movie ever. It just felt stupid all around. Characters are stupid, uninteresting, and the things that happen, yes, they're real. And if you take it into consideration that this shit that actually happens, with the deep fake stuff and all that shit, it is fucking scary. But when you make characters this bland and uninteresting and the entire plot being very generic and not original and just like considering this a horror film being something that barely has any fucking horror at all, it's just a massive fucking miss. It's just garbage. And honestly, the movie is boring. It does drag a little bit too much. I'm not gonna lie. It does drag a little bit too much. So not gonna waste too much of your time like I did watching this pilot shit of a movie. So this is like a one. like I'll give it a 1 because that opening scene was pretty good, and there's like one or two other scenes where I went like, that's fine, I guess. But this movie is just a miss. This is just another barrage of garbage. I think this movie is worse than Tarot. I'm not gonna lie, it's way more boring, way more uninteresting, and this is probably like a go to sleep, put on the TV and go to sleep movie. So yeah, I don't watch this. I guess I don't know.